Thank you for letting me know. Cool. Good to be back. And again, you got to subscribe to send a chat through if you're watching through on my YouTube channel. But if you're on the Funded Next Discord server, then no need to subscribe. I can see all your messages, which is good. Yeah, so this is a Funded Next is a really good prop firm that I like using. So been honored to stream on their Discord server. Audio's all good. You guys can all hear me. Can you guys see my screen? Just confirm, that'd be great. Cool. Good to see you, John. So this backtesting session is going to be a backtesting session on futures. So I've been looking for a strategy to trade on futures, as the other strategy I trade is checking the 1 hour time frame, but I'm looking for a strategy which I can trade futures and trade between a particular time frame, which is the New York Open. So through a lot of my research, I found Kimmel Trading, and I don't know if he derived it from Casper Trading, but it's basically where you mark out the session highs to session lows of, let's say, the Asian session and the London session, and you basically see what happens at New York Open when price sweeps these areas, and you either look for a continuation or you look for a reversal. Voice is too low. What about now? Is it better? Let me know if it's better, Abdul. Cool. So, yeah, what I'm going to be backtesting is purely futures, and this is a strategy I saw on Kimmel Trading. It's one of his recent videos, and basically I use this indicator here. It's called Lux Algo Sessions New York, and it marks out the Asian session. So Asian session is the Sydney and Tokyo, and you got the London session, and then you got the previous day high and low in which you can check out. So the strategy essentially, you can check out Kimmel Trading's video, but essentially you mark out the session highs and lows, the swing lows, swing highs, and New York Open, you need to see price come in, take it out, and either it continues or you look for that reversal, and you enter and you look for a target for a previous session low or high. So it's quite a basic strategy, quite mechanical, and purely the 5 minute. So we will see on this backtesting session, we'll do a few sessions, New York Open sessions, and see how it pans out. We'll see if it is working out or if it's not. Obviously you need a large sum of data, but I think we'll be able to get through maybe 6 or 7 different sessions. So yeah, just gotta make sure everyone can hear me and see me. Everything's good. So what I'll do is I will take the backtesting tool and I will take it back to a random date. Let's say 22nd of May. Okay. Maybe take a bit back a bit further. So we start at a New York Open. Cool. So New York Open would be the 9:30. So with the strategy, can everyone hear me? Hear me, see me? Is everything good? Just give me a confirmation on the Discord and also on YouTube. Okay, I'll take that as a yes. So what I'll do is I'll mark out the London low. I'll mark out the London high, which would be here. Then I'll mark out Tokyo high, not Tokyo high, Asian high. So Asia high would be here. Then Asia low would also be where the London low is. And then if we see previous day high and low, we would see it is previous day high and low would be this level over here. We don't mark the previous day low because it's been swept. So there's no need to mark those areas if it's been swept. So now we can get rid of our indicator, and these are the areas of interest that we're looking at. Now we need to see what happens when price taps into these areas of liquidity, and then we'll decide whether we take an entry or not. So, and the entry should not be, you know, well after. It should usually happen within the first couple of hours. So what we'll do is we'll start. So price breaks that area of liquidity, and we continue. So I don't think he went too into, Kimmel went too into like continuations. But what I'll do is if I see a clean break above a particular zone, I will look for a trade for a continuation. So again, this is purely testing. You're seeing raw back testing from me. I'm testing a strategy, so I'm gonna place this SL right there, take profit. I will go for, so if I want to go for this, I think at least I need to aim for a 2.5 R or 1 to 2, so I'm going to keep it at this level here. Is basically the body low. So we'll see what happens if this ends up taking profit at this level, or if it hits our stop loss. So let's see what happens. The price has gone into profit, bit of a pullback, and we've ended up hitting a 1 to 2. So that's a nice trade, a quick 1 to 2 continuation, basically in the span of 10, 5, 10, 15, 25 minutes. So I think it's quite good. Might have been able to go for higher levels, but I think based on this strategy, I'll only take one trade per session, just because I can imagine this would be quite a high frequency strategy. So I think that was a clean trade. Basically entered at 9:35, 9:40, and then we closed it at 10:10. Or it would have hit before 10:10. So everyone see the idea with this this strategy? Just give me the confirmation that you guys understand the strategy I'm testing. Everything's been derived kind of from Kimmel trading. I don't know if you derived it from somewhere else, but I think it's a cool strategy that you only trade one time frame, which kind of takes the guesswork out of it. So the theory behind this, again, price broke above, and I want to see what happens after this candle. Price continued up, so I was happy to see that price would continue to the upside. Took a position, ended up hitting one of the session highs. I believe it was, yep, it was Asia high. So clean trade 1 to 2, and we'll continue. So we'll go to the next session. So I'll just fast forward it. So after that trade, done, walk away, and then we go and look for the next day. So price actually ended up hitting London high and the previous day high. So I could have been aggressive and could have gone even for a 3.7R, but I don't want to take such a risky approach. I think I'll just take a 1 to 2 and see how we go with this testing. Okay, I think we're getting towards 9:30 now, London time. Cool. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the ray tool, and I can see the London high would be here. London low would be this current candle. Can get rid of these lines. I like to make the charts as clean as possible. Everyone on the FunderNext Discord, can you hear me? Everything's good. I had a few technical difficulties last time, so I just want to make sure everything is good. And everyone on YouTube, can you guys hear and see me? Just confirm with me, that would be great. And on YouTube, you've got to be subscribed in order to send a chat through. Okay, so we got London low, London high marked out. So now we need to mark out Asia low and Asia high. So Asia low would be this level here, and then Asia high would be this level over here. And if we look at previous day high and low, we can see price went as low as this level, and then price went as high as this level over here, but it's got swept, so we would take this current high. Asia is the highest point. And I remember he also mentioned that, you know, you look at V-shape points because they're kind of reactive points. So I'm going to mark this point over here because it's got a bit of a V-shape and an impulse up to the upside from this point. So I'm going to mark that as well. So what we can do now is we can get rid of the indicator tool, and these are our levels. So thought process, if these areas of interest get swept and pushes up, I'll most likely target this high, which is Asia high. Yep. And if price continues down, I'm going to target the V-shaped reversal and also the previous day low. So let's see what happens with this trade. And if nothing really shows momentum, then I'm not going to do anything. But we can see we got a bit of a sweep of liquidity here. So it's just taking it out with a little bit of a wick. Hi Mon, how's it going? Okay, we got a bit of momentum. I would like to see one more candle. So it doesn't look like it's sustaining the push down. I think I'd like one more bullish candle confirmation. We didn't get any confirmation there. So it looks like it's not really going anywhere. So for me, this looks like a no trade. Now I could take a long position here where price hesitated and then we got that bullish candle. But because of the nature of what's happening, like if you look here, there's this clear momentum and here it's kind of hesitating and then we get a bullish candle. I'm not going to take not so obvious trades. I'm only going to take clear and obvious trades. So I'm going to sit this session out as a no trade and we can see what happens after. Yeah, price just ended up hesitating. So good that we didn't take any trades because we would have just been lost in the trade. And what we'll do is we'll just skip this session and we'll look for the next session and see if we get a trade. So, sitting out of a trading session is like taking a trade, right? Like you're taking a break-even trade without taking a loss. So what we'll do now is we'll go to the next session. This is where it can get a little boring because you need to fast forward each session. Whoops, okay. One too many clicks. Okay, so here, let's get rid of all our lines. Whoops. Yep. Let's get rid of all our lines. We want to have a clean chart. Cool. All right, so now, again, rinse and repeat. Cool, rinse and repeat. We need to mark out London low, London high. Asia low has been swept, so we're not interested. Asia high would be here. And then previous day, high and low. Lows have been swept, but we can take the previous high. Which would be over here. Cool. So, actually no, it'd be here. Sorry. Cool, so now we can get rid of this tool. And we can see what happens at these areas. And we've got a V-shaped reversal here, so I'm going to mark that out as well. Cool, so let's see what happens. So here we have pushed, the first candle broke this area, then we got a continuation. So for me, I'm going to take an entry. I'm going to put the close, the stop loss rather, at the wick of the candle. And I'm going to target a 1 to 2. So this is, we've broken Yeah, well, we're looking at Asia high to target. So let's see what happens. Nearly takes up profit. Let's see what happens. So cool. It actually does hit our take profit. So we've got a 1 to 2 gain, meaning we gained 2% on this trade. It actually did end up breaking and passing our zones, but we're happy with that 1 to 2. Simon Natras. Yeah, the strategy is a simple one. It's based off something I watched on Kimmel Trading's YouTube channel. Basically, I'm looking for a strategy to trade futures, as I am new to futures, and primarily futures work with the New York Open. So this is a new strategy where you mark out the previous session highs and lows, and also key levels such as V-shaped reversals and previous day low and highs. And we basically want to see what happens at these areas. We want to see does price continue, in which we look for that same direction, or is price going to reverse? So in both scenarios, we've taken continuations, but we've not been faced with a reversal. So far we've taken 2 winning trades over the course of 3 sessions, which is great. But obviously, I do expect some losing trades to come. What pairs and assets do you usually trade? Do you focus on one pair or multiple? So I used to trade multiple forex pairs, but now I've kind of limited the forex pairs to 2, as my frequency of trading has increased. Yeah, primarily AUD and USD. I'm currently in the backtesting phase as I want to refine my edge. Cool. So what we'll do is we'll go to another session. So that was a Wednesday, which is great. So let's go to the next session. Cool, we're getting to 9:30 now, and this is where we are going to mark some new levels. Any questions, do please feel free to send through. I'm happy to answer them. Cool. So again, we get rid of all this other stuff on the chart. We want to keep our charts very clean. The more simple the strategy, the easier it is. Any questions? I'm also transformed Forex to futures. I saw the message. You deleted it. But I think you want to correct your spelling. But yeah, basically, I don't think you should, like, the question I'll ask you is why are you switching from Forex to futures? I think you should still trade Forex if that's been working for you. I'm just adding futures because, prop firms offer futures and it's a great opportunity. And also it's basically session trading for me, which is great. The strategy I do trade is purely the 1 hour time zone, and there's no session trading and it's not a lot of activity. So by doing futures and doing session trading, it's almost like a sport, and you trade between only basically a 1.5 hour window, which is great. When works for my situation, my hours, so I think it's great. So um, people have different reasons why they want to do futures, and that's my reason. So what I will do now is, again, for those who are new to the stream, taking 2 winning trades over 3 sessions. One of the sessions we didn't take a trade. So again, do the same thing. I'm going to mark out the London high. I'll mark out the London low. Then I will mark out Asian high and Asia low have been swept, so we're not interested. And then we mark out previous day high and low. So previous day high would be this high over here, and all the lows have been swept, so we're not interested. So now we can get rid of this tool, and these are our key areas. So let's see what happens if price was able to break this low or break this high. If it were to break the low and it continues, we don't really have any areas to target. We could target this V shape here. Yeah, but I think that's a good area to target. So let's see what happens. So yeah, if I again, I'm not gonna continue the bar replay because we've got a good question from Simon. What entry confirms are you looking for distinguished reversal confirmation? So again, we've marked out our levels. If price shows clear momentum instantly to the upside here, I'm looking for a long position. Now if price clearly takes that liquidity and shows strong bearish confirmation that we're going to push down, that gives me the confirmation. With one of the sessions, the second session during this backtesting session, there was almost hesitating like this. So that's why I wasn't interested. I need to see something instant, and it happens like right then and right now. So yeah, that's basically the confirmation I'm looking for. So let's see. So price is just hesitating here. Are we able to break? So broken that high, but with a wick. And we've continued. So for me, I'm liking this, and I'm using a bit of my guerrilla trading kind of price action knowledge where we broke with a wick, but we want to see what happens after. We've got that confirmation that we're continuing. So what I will do is in this scenario, I personally would take a long. And again, you could also argue you got a fair value gap here showing some momentum. So that imbalance has been created. So I'm going to enter a long position. My stop loss below the wick. And I'm going to target this high. We've got a nice 1 to 4. Obviously, I'm looking ideally 1 to 2, but if the levels show and permits that you can get a 1 to 4, I'm going to take it. So this level is the previous day high. So let's see what happens. If it takes us out for a loss, I don't care. If it takes us for a winner, I don't care. It's all testing at the end of the day, and even if it's real life, you gotta be mechanical about this. So yeah, it's taken us out for a 1% loss if we were risking 1%, and that's completely fine. All part of the strategy. So out of 4 sessions with 1, 2 plus 1, so it's 2% gain for each of these, 1% loss here, so up 3% if we were risking 1% per trade. So not bad after 4 trading sessions. So that's in 1 week. So let's continue. So let's see what would have happened after. The price actually ended up hesitating, right? You see that? So for me, that was enough confirmation. Maybe you would have needed more, but that was enough for me to take a long position. So let's go to the next session. So it would be the Friday. Any questions on the FunderNext Discord server or on my YouTube, do send them through. Don't be shy. There is no dumb questions. So coming towards 9:30 now. Cool. Alrighty, so we can get rid of our lines from the previous session. Want to keep it very, very clean. Cool. So what do? We do the same thing again. We mark out London high, which should be over here. And we mark out London low, which would be here. Then Asia high and Asia low. Again, very, very similar to the London high. Should be this point over here. Then previous day high and low. So the lows have been swept, but we do have this high over here from the previous day. So can we see any areas below London low that could be of interest? Got this V shape here. I'm going to mark that out. But no real other areas to kind of test. I think we'll take this level over here as a potential target, which is a V shape. Cool. So now we have our levels. Let's see what happens if we are able to sweep any of these levels or continue past it. Let's give it a crack. Again, I think we're okay with audio and video, so let's continue. Okay, looks like price is just hesitating between this area and it's just ranging. So there's not really any trading opportunities here. So again, it's going to be a sitting out session for me. So basically, if we take the week, so we took a trade on the Monday, which was a winning trade. Tuesday we sat out. Wednesday we took a winning trade. Thursday we took a losing trade. Friday we sat out. So for the first week, out of 5 days, we traded during 3 days and took 3 trades in total. So quite good frequency, and we ended up with 3% for the first week. So I think that's a good outcome. So what we'll do is we'll go on and see the next week. I think we'll whiz through one more week of data and then see what the outcome is over 2 weeks. I am liking this strategy because of the simplicity of it, and it's quite easy to understand. Again, any questions in regards to the strategy, do let me know. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of these levels. Okay, get rid of the levels, and we will go to the next session. Okay, we're nearly at 9:30. Cool. So what we do, again, very simple. We will mark out London high. We'll mark out London low. We'll mark Asia high, which has been swept. So we're not interested. We'll mark out Asia low. And then the previous day low. Which would be this area over here. Cool. So you got some areas. We'll get rid of the indicator. And we'll see what happens now. So price breaks London high. So for me, I'm not interested to take a long position because I need to see a bit more confirmation for me. Yeah, Philip. So you can use the code ESHANBALA. You can use the code ESHANBALA, and you'll get the highest discount that's being offered by Funded Next. Yeah. Okay. So for me, this bearish candle does not confirm it for me. I need to see more confirmation. Again, that's not enough for me. Not enough confirmation. So it's looking more like it's going to reverse. I think one more bearish candle, strong bearish candle, and I'll be interested. Nah, it's not strong enough for me. So I think that's enough confirmation that it's potentially reversing. So stop loss for me will go above this high because it's a reversal, and in the target, this is quite a large target going to this level here. So I don't know about that. I can see there's a bit of V shape going on here, but I can't really go for an 8.7. That's not practical. Oh right, there's a level over here. I don't know. I've just marked that, haven't I? Okay. What I'll do is I'll target this level over here. The reason being is we have a bullish fair value gap. I'm not interested to target such large levels, but I think this bullish fair value gap is is a good target. So let's see what happens. Obviously, this could just easily take me out. This is a little bit riskier of a trade I'm taking, as we didn't get like a strong bearish candle, but we did get hesitation, and then we got a few bearish candles to follow. So I'm going to take the trade. Again, this is just back testing. This is me gathering data to get confidence that this could be a good strategy or not. Mom, do you use a fixed SL in every trade you take? No. So this strategy, no. With the other strategy, at times I do like a fixed 14 pip, but I've come to the point where I don't use a fixed. It's more based off the price action that's showing. Okay, so let's take the trade, see what happens. So got a bit of momentum pushing down, but let's see if we're able to follow, but price is pushing back up. Right, we did have this level marked out over here, which was London low. So we're not surprised that we're getting a little bit of a reaction. Price seems to be hesitating. So this is one of those trades where you just gotta hold it. Philip says I tried with the code and does not give any discount. Are you trying for futures? I think if you're trying for futures, it might be something different. Let's see if we're able to. Seems like we're just hesitating. This is one of those long trades. See, this is interesting. I'm back testing now, but when I gather all my data, I'll see what I would have done here, because, you know, we're here at 3.51. Should I have just done a fixed 3% gain? It's something to think about. But again, this is just testing purposes. So yeah, it's hit SL, but it's interesting how we actually got into some heavy profit. Maybe this target would have been good after all, because it is a little bit of a V reversal. You tried with CFDs. Yeah, the discount ESHANBALA should work with CFDs if you put all caps. So yeah, based off this is a stop, gets us stopped out, but it did get into heavy profit. So something to think about with the data, that if I did maybe like fixed 1 to 3, maybe it would have been okay. Like if we look at our previous wins, this one, if I put a fixed 1 to 3, I would have won that. If I put a fixed 1 to 3, I would have won that. So something to think about. What I like to do is when I'm testing my strategies, I'll test it the way I am testing it. Then I'll pull out an Excel sheet. I'll see different scenarios I could have done. Like if I put SL to break even, would I have reduced my, increased my win rate? If I increase my risk reward ratio, would I have made more profit? So scenarios like this, that's where I would, and even my previous trades, even though they were winners, that's where I can like see if it was best to do that or not, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's continue. So now that's the Monday, so it's a loss there. Cool. So we'll get rid of our previous lines. Cool. Got rid of them. And what we'll do is we will now mark out our session highs and session lows. So we have Asia low over here, and Asia high is also London high. We have London low here, and then the previous day high and low. So it seems like we're at the lowest point, and then we would mark any V-shape points. So we've got a V-shaped point over here. Cool. So we've got some levels to play with. We can play with this. Apologies, Oscar. Maybe I just need to speak up. Can you hear me now, Snoop? Oscar? Let me know if you can hear me now. That'd be great if you could hear me. Cool. So now we marked our levels. We will get rid of the tool. And now we will see, I'll also mark out this V shape over here. Cool. Okay, we've got our levels. If everyone could hear me, that'd be great. Let me know if you can't. I can play around with the settings. Okay, cool. So we've got our levels, mark them out, and let's see what happens now. So price has wicked one of the areas. We've continued, but we're not sustaining the move down. We've pushed up a bit. And we get a little bit of momentum now. It's almost like a little bit of a inverse fair value gap going on, as you can see here. So for me, that's enough to take a long position. Stop loss for reversals will go at this point. I target this high, but if it's not making sense, I'm going to reduce my SL. So it's basically this level here. But what I'll do is I'll actually, a good point for a stop loss. A good point for a stop loss is probably where that inverse fair value gap is. So I'll mark it just below that. So we go for a 2.86 R for this trade. So clean opportunity. We've basically swept. We've swept the London low, and we're targeting London high. So let's see what happens. So price is taking up profit. So this is a very, very clean trade. The strategy seems like it's doing well. Obviously, we've only had 5, 6, 7 sessions, but this was a very, very clean trade. Basically, no drawdown. Very happy with the trade. And it's quite simple to understand. Let me know if you guys have any issues with this strategy. If it is a little confusing, I think it's quite simple to understand. So yeah, this was a nice clean trade. So far we've taken 1, 2, 3, for 5 trades, 3 have been winners, 2 have been losers. So that puts us up around 2, 4. This was around a 3. We'll give it a 3R. So for 7, we're up 5. And it's been 7 trading sessions. So I think that's quite good. Let's do this. Let's go to the next trading session. Let's finish the week and we'll gather the results over 2 weeks and see how it goes. So let's go to the next session. Okay, we're coming towards London. Not London. We're coming towards the New York Open. Okay, so we're now at New York Open. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of our previous levels. So we just start completely fresh each day. Cool. So we've got a London high. We've got a London low. Asia high and Asia low have been swept. And then we have this V shape over here. And the previous day's high has been swept. So these are our areas of interest. Now, price broke the London high. Where would we target? You got a couple of V shapes here. So I'm going to target that level over there. There's actually no room between both. So we would have to, in that scenario, I would just go for a simple 1 to 2. Not to go anything crazy. So those are our levels mapped out. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of the indicator so things are clean on the chart. And we'll see what happens for New York Open. Okay, price has broken the high with good momentum, but I do not like one candle breaks. I need to see further confirmation for me. Again, that's the reason right there. So we got a bearish candle there, and it's actually wicked out that V shape that we just marked out. So if I get a bearish candle, yeah, we got the bearish candle. So what I'll do is that's strong. that is, if there is strong momentum, that it is right there. That is it right there. So I will put it above this high. This level obviously would not make sense, and the worst case scenario is I'm putting it above this body high. So I'm not going for 1 to 16. So based off that, I would have to target this level over here. And that's a 3.31, which I am happy with. So I'm going to target this. It says 3.31 risk reward ratio, short position. Let's see what we can do over here. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of a reaction off this London low. But again, we can't target that area. If it takes us out, it takes us out. Again, we put ourselves in the best possible situation. But no one has a 100% win rate. So look at that. That's crazy. It literally took out London low and reacted. So this takes us out. It happens. Price can easily continue down. So we got some momentum. Price just continued. Looks like it takes us out. So interesting. I believe it reacted probably off a bullish fair value gap. Something to look into, but we've got two positions over here we can analyze through our data that went into profit, deep profit, and then later went out. Again, same thing here. So maybe putting our SL to break even could be a way we can reduce our losses. Something to look into. But I am liking this strategy a lot. Sound is low, really. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check my settings. What about now? Is it better? Let me know. Let me know if it's better. Yeah, so this was a nice trade. So what we will do is we'll go to the next day. We'll do 2 more sessions and then we'll call it. And then gather the 2 weeks of data, see how it goes. And in my own time, I'm going to do some more testing on this. And maybe I'll do a live challenge with this strategy, futures trading. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of all these lines. Cool. So let's go to the next session. Again, any questions, I do welcome them. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to pretend I didn't see any of that. This is what happens when you bar replay. Okay, cool. All right. So obviously I'm going to pretend I didn't see what happened, but again, you'll see my analysis and I'm being honest with my trading. So cool. So we got a London low over here. We got London high. And London high is the same as Asia high. We got Asia low over here. And then the previous day low, we can mark out this V reversal. Cool, so we got some good levels here. Now, we will get rid of this indicator. And now we see what happens again. So, okay, God, I keep doing this. So, we broke this low initially with the one candle with a wick. So you need to see what happens after. We got this bearish candle confirmation. So for me, I'm entering here. And then my stop loss is above this candle. And my take profit is going to be this V shape over here. So this is going to be a clean 3.87R trade, just trading level to level. Now, there's a risk that price may gravitate back to this bearish candle, but we're taking that risk and we're just trading level to level. So we will take this trade and see what happens. So price taps into, yep, it taps into London low, so that reaction is normal. So let's see what happens if we're able to continue down, or if it just reacts. So we get a push. Are we able to hit our profit? Let's see. So again, very interesting that we get a reaction off this zone over here, which is almost like a bit of a bullish fair value gap. So it makes me wonder that maybe targeting these lows and these highs are good, but maybe another target could be to a fair value gap. It's just something to think about, because I see here it happened where we hit most likely a fair value gap, and maybe we could have taken profit at this level over here. So something to think about, but let's see if we're able to, yeah, okay, cool. So we're able to hit our profit, 3.87. So very clean trade. I'm really liking this strategy. I'm liking the simplicity of it. Obviously, I'm having a little bit of my tweak to it with my guerrilla trading and my past price action experience. And I do like this entry model. So for me, that session is done Thursday. Very good trading day, 3.87. And if you look for just for the week, so this week was a loss, this week was a win, this was a loss, this was a win. So we made 2.86, 3.87. So give or take, 6.4%, 2 losses, 4.6%. So great week of trading so far. Maybe the last day of the session and the backtesting session will be good of this week. So we'll get rid of these lines. And now we will go to the next session. Any questions, again, do let me know. Cool, so we're coming towards New York Open. And this will be the final trade of the stream of the weekend backtesting. And it will gather the data. We'll see what our outcome was. So you got the London high, you got the London low, Asia high and Asia low has been swept. Then we can look at previous day low has been swept, and we got previous day highs. So we got a V shape almost here, reaction zone. Got a V shape here. So these would be my areas of interest. Got a target maybe over here. Cool. So let's see what happens at these areas. We can get rid of this. Cool, let's see. Seems like we're just going nowhere, and this would be a nothing session for me. No trade, no activity, and sometimes not taking a trade is better than taking a trade. So that is it for me. So if we gather our data from the time we started, so this would be the first session over here, all the way to this session. So 10 trading days, of which we traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So I'm going to write all the findings here. So I'm going to take a text tool. So 10 trading sessions, 7 trading days. Now we will find the number of winning trades. So 1, 2, 3, 4 winning trades. So 4 out of 7 win rate. And if we take our beautiful calculator out, we can see 4 divided by 7. So it's around a 57% win rate. Now again, with this kind of strategy, the more data, the better. The 57% win rate. And what we made, if now assuming 1% risk per trade, outcome equals to, so this is where we need to get the calculator out. We'll add up all the data. So I'll just take my phone out so it's easier. So it'd be 2 plus 2 minus 1 minus 1 plus 2.86 minus 1 plus 3.87 so we got 7.73% outcome. So I think that's a very good outcome over 2 weeks. Even if this was the monthly result, it's absolutely amazing. I think this seems like a very good strategy. I'm going to leave it to you. Any last questions before we end the stream? I think it's a very good session, good backtesting session. I'm going to definitely backtest this in my own spare time. And maybe next week we can start a funded next futures challenge together. We can see how I'm dealing with each session live as I take the trades with funded next futures, and obviously just for learning purposes, and you can see how I tackle challenges. So any last questions, do let me know. Any last questions, guys? Cool. So I think we'll call it a stream. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions, do let me know. This is posting on my YouTube channel, so you can ask, comment down below about the stream, and I'll be happy to help. Cool. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.